welcome to Dave's Aquarium Thoughts. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and feed that bell. That way you catch all my latest content. Today I'm going to be removing some shells from here, but I'm not going to be using this, primarily because it'll be taking forever to try to get the shellies out with the net. So I'm going to show you my method to actually get them. Primarily why I'm taking them out today is basically I promised Anthony from Anthony's Fishy Friends that he could have a few of my shellies. That way he gets started his own colony. So today I'm going to go ahead and do that and show you how my method goes. First things first though, I'm going to be basically, while I'm doing this, I'm just going to kind of do a water change in the process as well. A, it changes my water, and B, it kind of makes it easier for me to get the shells. So I'm going to reduce the water level a little bit, though it's not something I necessarily need to do, but since it needs one anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now as well. Okay, so I got the water level down, I got the water in the bucket, which is another reason why I want to do a water change. Basically my process requires a bucket of water. So I got a bucket of water, and it's also going to be the bucket of water that's going to be basically what's going to be using to transport the fish over to Anthony as well. So basically I got the bucket of water, and I'm also going to use these mason jars. You can use anything that fits inside the bucket. Basically what you're using it as, you're using it as a ledge, and that's going to be very important in a second, and I'll show you that process as well. So you're going to be grabbing these mason jars, you're basically going to be putting them down into the water, preferably empty. You don't want them to float up, so you're going to put water in them, and then all you're going to do is flip them around upside down. That way you have a nice couple of ledges there. I do have a little bit of air in there, but it's not a problem as long as it's staying down. So let me do the second bottle. Ew. That was a little splashy. So anyways, I got my ledges down there, and that's going to lead me to my next step. So basically I have the two ledges. Primarily what you're going to do is you're going to put the shells on top of those ledges, and then you're going to wait for the shellies to come out of their shells. And once they do that, they're not going to really hang around the shells. They're going to kind of go low, because that's what they do. They kind of like hanging low. So then you can be able to just take out the shells, and then you have the shellies trapped. So let me go ahead and do that for you. Take a short little sponsor break right here. But if you like multis and you want a canvas print, definitely check out aquariumthoughts.com, and you can buy a canvas print like this one. That way you can hang it on the wall. So now all you have to do is just go ahead and open up your tank, and what you're going to do is you're going to grab some shells out. So pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to reach into the tank, keep an eye on which shells the shellies go into. So if you like put your hand in, you're going to see that the shellies are going to hide. You just kind of figure out which shells they went into, and you just grab the shell out carefully so you're not spilling the water, and then just kind of transport it down into where the ledge is. And of course it's the same water that you had the shellies in anyways, so that's not going to matter on that. So then it's just a matter of just finding which shells have the shellies in them, and you just continue to pull out the shells, and hopefully you're pulling out ones that actually have fish in them. I know one was hiding around this one, so let me pull that one out and go from there. And then after you do that, it's primarily just a waiting game on seeing when the shellies come out. Let me see here. I'm going to keep those ones alone. They're kind of singular in there, so let me go ahead and pull. This shell has a shelly in it right there, so I'm going to take that one out. I'm going to take out some of the sand. That's a good portion, actually, good time to actually take out some of the sand as well. So I know I have a shelly in there. So there's that. And then let me grab one more shell. That ledge is a little iffy, just primarily because I have some air in it. Let me find one more shell to put it in there. I'm going to be pretty picky on what, I kind of want to make sure I get some good ones, but I don't want to get too good of ones. Let me take this one over here. There's a shelly in this one as well. Move the sand there. And of course, put them on the ledge right here. And then it's just a matter of playing the waiting game to let the shellies come out of their shell. So let me go ahead and give them some time on that and go from there. right now it's just a waiting game to see if the shellies go out and go away from the shells. And looks like right now I do have one coming away from the shell. Just came out of the shell, and it should go down more towards the bottom, away from the shell. So then if I scare it back, it's not going to go back into the shell. So that's primarily what you're trying to do with this process. And it's just a matter of just playing a waiting game for the other ones that are in the other shells. Okay, we got one shell down towards the bottom. And I know I do have at least one more in one of the other shells. It's just kind of taking its time to get out of the shell. It's just, this whole process is basically a waiting game. But if you don't want to use like PVC piping, that's another way people do it. They just use capped PVC piping and just uncap the PVC to get the shells out. I typically like the more natural look with the shells. And this is the process that I use to actually get them out of the shells when I want to get them out of the tank. Rather than just kind of giving the person my shells. Yeah, I see the other one kind of poking its head out of its shell, but kind of just doesn't want to come out yet. So I'll give it a few more minutes and see how it goes. The other one took only about like 5 or 6 minutes. The other one's taking a little bit longer. So I'm just going to remove this shell because I don't need it. Oops. You gotta be careful with the shell he's jumping. They do jump, so gotta be careful with that. Go ahead and put this one back. No, I think there's a shelly still in here. Kind of felt it jumping a little bit, so I'm going to put this one actually back, I think. I don't know where the other one came from, but I think there's another shelly left in that one. So I'll give it a little bit more time and see if I can get the other ones out. So I'm going to go ahead and step away from this and give it a few more times to get the other shellies out. You just want to reduce the water level a little bit because they do jump, so. So that was my method of getting the shellies out of the tank to give to someone, which I already brought them over to Anthony's Fishy Friends. So he has them to start off his colony. So anyways, it's pretty relatively easy. Now keep in mind it does take time, primarily because you have to play a waiting game on seeing when the shellies come out of the shells and actually down below. Different shellies are more timid than others. As you can see if you looked at the video, one kept on coming in and out of the shell and didn't really want to go further than that. It's kind of a little skittish on that. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind. I tried to kind of move around the shells if I didn't see any activity, so forth like like that. So basically my colony right here is a little bit smaller, but with all the babies in there, it'll grow again sometime soon. So basically, figured out I'll help a friend out and get his colony started. So now there's other methods. There are also other ways to do this. Instead of using a bucket, you can use like a bare bottom tank and get like little columns in there. You probably do more mass production that way. This one I was only able to do 4 shells at a time, but if you had a lot longer tank that's bare bottom that you have free up, that might be another option for you. That way it takes a little bit quicker to get more multis out. Or you just, if you're really breeding for profit though, you might want to just do the PVC pipe method and just basically make little caves for them out of PVC. That we can just take apart the PVC and get the shellies out that way. But typically this is more in a showable area, which I kind of want to make sure people could actually see them. So I don't want a bunch of PVC hanging in there. So that's why I use the shells in this tank. So anyways, that's my method. If you have any other methods, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Anyways, as normal, keep researching, keep learning, and have a great day. And if you haven't yet, make sure you do hit that like button if you like this video. Thank you.